Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Tony's Picks Happy Hour here for Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. Hey, if you're new to the Tony's Picks Happy Hour, make sure you subscribe. Give us a thumbs up as well. Greatly appreciated. Got Ron with me today. We're going to go over slate. We got some MLB games to look at, and then we got some in the WNBA action to look at as well. Couple of meaningless games in the MLB as well, so definitely tread lightly. It's that time of year, and you would definitely want to take the living versus the dead, as they say.
Tony's favorite term.
Tony's favorite term, right? Take the living versus the dead. So we'll definitely tread lightly in MLB. And yeah, that's what I'll be doing. Like I did yesterday, tread lightly as well. No premiums in the MLB for me, just the one. And we cashed with it with the Lions on the outright money line winner there. So hey, I'm happy for that one. So I don't know where to Rod see how his Monday went. How did your Monday go?
Hey, it was great. If the Giants would have held on, and the damn Cardinals got them last night, so that was my diamond crusher. Did take a loss with that, but yeah, I cashed for the Lions as well. My grid goal line stand, and then I won with the Samsung Lions this morning, and hopefully Villarreal just took the lead, so 2-1. Maybe I'll get a soccer win this afternoon too.
Nice. So definitely some action to go. Who has Oklahoma State fired their coach? No more Gundy there. So look at the wow.
He's a man. He's what, 50 or 60 now.
High demand. Someone he might land somewhere else. You never know.
Yep.
Jenna. Any other big news you hear today? Nothing I've heard.
Storm fired their head coach for Seattle. And then it looks like Sandy Bardell is not going to be returning as the Liberty's head coach in the WNBA. So yeah. Bruce Pearl is going to step down at Auburn and give it to his son. So that's going to hurt the Tigers' run. They had a nice team last year, but they lost a lot. So
lost a lot though. Yeah, big.
That was their year. That was their year. I know with the Whiskers in here. Yeah, that was their year last year. It really was. They were going to make a run with Janai Broom and all that. But, yeah, it just Steven will do well, I'm sure. He's come under his coach, and he played under him. And, yeah, so I think he'll do fine.
Yes, definitely. Super late. We were during happy hour. We were doing some shots, but honestly, shots. You got to throw some shots in there, right? So it is what it is. So, hey, we're here. We got some MLB to get to, and we got a couple in the WNBA. Who are we taking? I don't know. Let's head on over to the MLB slate and get things rolling here on the Tuesday card. Let's just see where we're going to split this up to. I think we'll go do the first. Let's do the first six. We'll do Tampa Bay taking on Baltimore, Detroit taking on the Guardians. Big game there. That totals down to 6. Who's got the Detroit with the 1-game lead there in that battle between the Guardians? So good series there. We got Pittsburgh taking on the Reds. Reds still alive, looking to punch their way into the postseason as well, trying to make a run. Marlins taking on the Phillies. White Sox taking on the Yankees, and we'll throw in Boston into Toronto to take on the Blue Jays. Blue Jays have clinched the postseason. I believe they're the only lone team so far to clinch in the American League so far. But hey, they're still looking for a little more work to do there. Anything there you like in the first 6?
Yeah, you look at the Detroit Tigers and Cleveland, and I know everybody in the world is going to jump on Cleveland. They just swept, man, 3-game series last week, 18th, I think it was 18th, 19th, and 20th or whatever it was. Cleveland swept the Tigers. I think this line, you're giving me Scuba at minus 143. I'll take them all day long. Yeah, give me Detroit. Maybe they've been waiting to pounce on Cleveland in this one, but that over/under is 6.5, which that's kind of worrisome. But I think this might be like a 3-1, 4-1 Detroit game there. Marlins, they won actually 6 in a row there right on the road. So I'll take a shot. Give me plus 1.5, minus 110 on the Marlins in that one. And, of course, I got to go to Ryan Pepio. I like the way the Tampa Bay's playing. I'll have to take the Rays on the road at Baltimore.
Hey, we're in these early slot of games. Definitely not a fan of those early slot of games. That's for sure. Can't take Shane Smith. He's been awful down the stretch, so I don't want to even take a shot there. So if anything, you'd have to take the Yankees -1.5, -2. I think I'll take the Yankees team total over. I think they get to 6 runs there in that one, especially against Smith. He's been awful giving up runs early, so I'll take the Yankees team total over in that matchup. And then give me the under. Giolito and Gausman. We've seen what Gausman's been doing down the stretch, and he's been rolling right along. Giolito's been rolling along. I think you get a low-scoring one in this one to kickstart the series here in Toronto. Give me the under 8. I think also the Blue Jays celebrated a little bit, maybe a little bit too much. They were popping the champagne and chugging the festive drinks, as they say, in celebration of making the postseason. So they might come in here a little flat too. So I don't want to lay that price with the Blue Jays, but I'll take the under there. I think it's a low-scoring matchup. And then one more. I'm with you. Give me the under in that Detroit and Cleveland. That's definitely going to feel like a playoff series. And those, you look at the Guardians, 8-1-1 to the under in their last 10. And the Tigers' bats at times definitely struggles to give Skubal that run support. So I'm with you. Even at 6.5. Hockey school total there. I like the under there in that matchup. Hey, that wraps up the first block. Let's on over to the middle block tonight. And we'll kick it off with Washington in to take on Atlanta. The Mets taking on the Cubs. Twins taking on Texas. Your Royals in to take on the Angels. And I will just go with those 4 for the middle block. Anything you like in those 4?
Yeah, I'm going to look at the Texas Rangers. You know, they're still alive barely, just like my Royals. It pretty much one win and it's over for – or one loss each of those teams. But, you know, you still look at Texas at home, man, as a favorite, 35-12, and they're only laying -122. I'll take the Rangers there. Yeah, I'll take the Royals, but I like the over in this one. Over 9, get plus money there. So that bullpen for LA, and I know the Royals will come out swinging tonight, but the bullpen for LA should push it over late.
Hey, for me here in the middle block of games, I'm looking at the Twins taking on Texas there. Should be a good one. We got Zebby on the bump, right? What's he been doing? Good old Zebby. Zebby hasn't been so good over the last month. Sporting a 7 ERA out on the road. He's sporting a 6 ERA there. And Patrick Corbin, what he's been doing, well, last month he sub-3 ERA in those 5 starts, so he's been pitching pretty well. Twins bullpen, sporting about 3.5. Texas bullpen, 1.9. So that bullpen's been pretty good for Texas here. So I'm going to take Texas in the first 5 here in this one. I'm going to take them on the run line in that first 5. I think they get themselves a nice lead off of Zebby. I think Zebby gives it up early, and Texas can cruise to that first 5 win. And then Mets and Cubs, I'm going to take the over 7. Let me see. Is the wind blowing in? That's why it's 7, right? The wind blowing in there.
Mm-hmm.
Wind blowing in a little. You know, even with the wind blowing in and those 2 guys on the bump, I still like the over 7. I think those 2 offenses could do enough. Pedersen, he hasn't been bad, but he's still been giving up a couple runs here and there. You look at his last time out, he gave up 6 to the Padres. So I'll take the over in that matchup. I just want to see what his strikeout prop is. Yeah, see, they don't expect him to go deep here. Even the books don't. So give me the over there in that one. Hey, that wraps up the middle block. Let's head on over to the night slate of games where we got Colorado taking on Seattle. We got the Dodgers taking on Arizona. Hey, we got Zimmerman getting the start for the Brewers. We got the Padres. In the Brew Crew, we got St. Louis taking on the Giants. Game number 2 of that series. St. Louis took the first one. Bad time for the Giants to bats go cold, right? Definitely, they just fell short in that one. And then we got the Astros taking on the Athletics. Astros, they got like slim. I think it's like a less than 1% chance to actually catch that division lead. on Seattle. So I believe Seattle's number 2, if I'm not mistaken, here in the late night spot to clinch the division. And I'm throwing the Astros. I don't think they're winning the division this year. I think they're pretty much almost, I would say, locked into that wild card is the Astros, but it's not locked in yet. It's close. There, I think they have a couple tiebreakers off a couple teams, but definitely coming right down to it, as they say. And I think Seattle's all but locked up that division in that one. So, man, anything you like here in the night slate of the games?
Yeah, I agree, Rod. I think the division's pretty much Seattle's. Congratulations to them. They've been trying for years to get that division from Houston. Just too many injuries for the Houston, and losing a bat like Kyle Tucker really hurt them this year. Said that at the beginning of the year. But I don't know. You got to look at this Cleveland-Detroit series, and it really affects everybody behind them except the Royals and the Rangers. We'll just knock that out right now. But if Houston can find a few wins, they're beating each other up, unless Detroit just absolutely sweeps Cleveland right out of the wild card. Houston could probably catch them, but yeah, it's kind of a must win for them. I don't know why in the hell they're a dog to the Athletics, but man, I think that's probably telling you something. And I agree. I think Houston's pretty much done. The other game I'm gonna look at, San Diego, they just got to keep winning to kind of get up there. I know the Dodgers may be out of reach because they have the tiebreak. They don't have the tiebreak, excuse me, over the Padres, so or the Dodgers. So they're just trying for that wild card. But I think the Cubs are a little too far ahead there. But I'm going to still take the Padres just like last night.
And for me here in these late night games, I'm looking at the Colorado Seattle. I like the over here in this one. You look at Brown on the bump for Colorado. I think he can give up a few the way that Seattle's been hitting. I think they get to him early and tack on some runs. And then Miller on the bump for Seattle. He hasn't been Mr. Perfect either. So I know as much as you look at what the Colorado's offense does on the road, and it hasn't been the greatest. But here in night games, when they get themselves 3 meals, their batting average ticks up about 4 points up to 244 here in night games. So I think they're able to get some runs here to chip in. This total's at 8. I think it's a touch low. I like the over 8, Colorado and Seattle. And then I like the over in that Astros and Athletics. It wasn't 10. It's up to 10.5. We know what the Athletics do in their homeless shelter. Yep. Usually you see lots of offense. And they've been hitting. So 7-3 last 10 games. Definitely going to give Houston a battle. Javier out on the road hasn't been great. Definitely giving up some numbers. He does have some solid numbers against this Athletic squad, but out on the road, his numbers have been elevated. So I think we see plenty of offense. That's why that total's at 10.5. Give me the over there in that matchup. Hey, that wraps up the MLB. Let's head on over to the WNBA. We got 2 on the card, 2 game 2s. Seeing if anything's moved a little bit. Lynx only laying 7 instead of the 7.5. I see the total at 158.5. Ace is still laying, to come down half a point. I see it down to 9. And the totals ticked down from 165 down to 164.5 here. What do you like here in the WNBA tonight, Ron?
We got a premium in the first game with Phoenix and Minnesota, and we talked about it on 2-3 Zone. You can check out mine and Justin and Rod's views on those games there. But the late game, and I said it on the 2-3 Zone, I think that if the Aces do not, at least win tonight, they might be in trouble going to Indiana. So I'm going to look at the Aces. I know it's a big number, but it kind of reminds you of that series that we had with the Thunder and the Pacers, right? Pacers win game 1, Thunder just blow them out in game 2. I think the Aces might get them tonight, but we talked about it on the 2-3 Zone. Definitely over team total there for the Aces. I think they get in the 90s. And I think, Rod, you had the under on team total fever, right? Wasn't that? That's what you had?
Yeah, under on their fever on the fever.
Yeah, I think. So. I mean, if I leaned it, I would probably say that the Aces just blow them off the court tonight if they can. I mean, it's just so hard favoring or fading this fever team on the road. They just keep getting it done, and they don't lose by 10 very often. So yeah, I'm gonna lean to the Aces, but I got a premium on the first game.
Right. It's just one of those things that you got the first win. You wanted to get a split as a Fever team because you would be heading back home, and they've been pretty good as a dog. So, hey, it's just one of those things there. And then the Mercury. I like the Mercury here in the first half. I'll grab the points that you get. I'm looking at 4.5. I think they're going to come out with some effort and some force in that first half. And the Lynx, man, this year after they've had a win and a cover, that first half of the next game they don't cover a whole lot. Only 5 times in the 24 times they've covered. So 5 and 19 ATS wise in that first half following a game that they've covered the spread. So we're going to take the 4.5 there with the Mercury in the first
Lynx
half.
love to play in the third. We know that.
Yes, but definitely after that, yeah, they slow. Maybe
they're like the Golden State Warriors a couple of years ago. Remember how the third they just blow you out in the third, man. Hopefully they'll be trailing, like you said, Rod. They were trailing in the first half the other night, 47-40. Just came out and just dominate. I mean, I think Phoenix scored 22 points in the second half altogether. It was just ridiculous. So yeah.
So I might even look if I like the Aces, but I don't want to lay 9 because I really do think the Aces win tonight. I just don't want to lay 9. So maybe if the Fever jump off to like a 7-0 run to start the game or something, you get a better number in game on the Aces. Yeah, I get a better live number on the Aces than this 9. That's what I'll be looking to do in that one. So, but I'm already on the Fever team total under
there
that one though. So I think it's a slow pace, and I think the Aces pick up their defensive play down that stretch of them winning that big winning streak. They picked up their defensive play, and that was the reason why they went on that big giant winning streak. Hey, that wraps up the sports slate here for Tuesday. Brings us to the player prop parlay game of the future. We leave it up to cappers to decide whether they want here in this spot, and then I'll let you know what they got going over at Tony's Picks, because that's where you can find our best bets is over at Tony'sPicks.com. What do you got for us tonight?
Yeah, we hit with the Canadians last night. They won 2-1 in a shootout. I had them in regulation, but hey, it happens. But I'm gonna go. Let me go with the Rangers tonight. Shesterkin's going to be in net against the Boston Bruins, and Swayman is scheduled to go for them. So I know Panarin's out for the Rangers, but still, I like New York in this spot. And KBO video will be up very shortly. We won again this morning. I hope you took the NC Dinos, nice little dog there, and hit my premium with Samsung. So look for that video to come out right around 8 p.m. Eastern time. What I got tonight, I got my MLB Diamond Crusher. Did lose it last night with the San Francisco Giants, fortunately. I got my WNBA 3-point play. I did win that one. The last game with the under in that Minnesota Phoenix game. So get those two right now. And hey, like we said, NFL was good for us this weekend, and CFL, me and Rod's been killing CFL this year. So we got some more of that coming up as well this week, along with hockey and NBA right around the corner. So pair us up, get that long-term package, and we're going to make you some money this winter.
Definitely make you some money this winter. So, hey, head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and scoop up my NHL early bird pass. I got the year pass up for you early. So, hey, you want to scoop on that before that price rises. You see what we did last year, $100 bets. You made over $3,000 just tailing me in the NHL last year. So, hey, you want to jump aboard that hockey pass. Reduced right now, the little early bird pass for you over at Tony's Picks. I also got a couple plays over there tonight as well for you. My best bet in the WNBA, my best bet in the MLB, or those are together in a package for Tackle the Book Tuesday over there. So, hey, head on over. Take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper pass as well. Pair me and Ron up, and let's have a big winning Tuesday night together. Can't go wrong with having 2 cappers in your pocket. Don't forget Tony T at checkout as well. And for me, bonus, let's see. What are we doing? We're going to take the Mercury in the first half. So Mercury first half plus the 4.5. And then we're going to throw in, we're going to throw in the Edmonton Oilers on the money line over the Winnipeg Jets. I'm not a Comrie guy. I think the Oilers, even with some backups and their depth this year, we were able to grab a win over the Jets. And then one more in the MLB. We're going to take Seattle minus 2.5 over the Rockies. I think they really beat up on the Rockies tonight there in that matchup. Little three-teamer for you. Mixed sport. Caves, toes, towels. No,
Yeah,
I'm
some
on
are
the
even starting
I'm on
goalies, but they're not staying in very long. Sorry, Rod.
I'm on the Buffalo bandwagon. I had to sign my life away to be able to join the Buffalo bandwagon this season, but Bills Mafia it is. I'll be back aboard this Dolphins team when they get a new coach. Till then, no. They need some work in Dolphin land. New coach, new GM. It's when you draft Tua as your QB of the future. It's not been a bright future since he's come to town at all. You had the weapons around him, plenty of stars to shine. They just haven't shine. And then trade some guys away. You've made some bad decisions trading guys away. And then when it comes right down to it, the coach blows it. He does it every time. He makes these bad calls and bad decisions. So no, this is well on the chopping block. This might be finding the fire like the Clemson hat did. So the Clemson hat got burnt. Time to switch it up. Remember I said that there was be Clemson versus Penn State. Penn State wins it all. Take Penn State this weekend as well. Bonus play for you. I'll lay the 3.5. They're laying you. It's 3.5, but they want you on the Ducks plus the 3.5. Good luck. White out.
Yeah, and James Franklin doesn't win big games. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, take Penn State.
Take Penn State this weekend. Yeah, love Penn State this weekend. Little bonus play for
You're going to hear that narrative all week long.
Right? They can't win the big game. Yes, they can. They're going to prove it. So it's their year to prove it that they can win the big game. Hey, thanks, Andy. Preseason NHL uses starting goalies. Yes. Yeah, they do actually. Some of these NHL teams do use the starting goalies, and that's what you got to look for, Lex Steele, is when you're going to dabble into the NHL preseason market. You definitely want to make sure that you're getting yourself the top goalie going. You do not want some of these names that they throw out there. They're rookies. They're getting themselves a shot to play a preseason game. They want to see how they're doing, whether they want to keep them up as a certain. Sometimes there's some teams deep dive and look, because there'll be some pretty good battles for that second spot for the backup goalie. That third stringer gets shipped down to the minors and gets to ride the bus. Nice stylish bus, but they're still riding the bus. So big difference from being the backup goalie to the third spot. So that breeds competition. So that's what I search for in the preseason NHL, is try to find that.
Yeah, and that's why we mentioned that, who was in goal, because there's no way in hell I would play a backup, or no name goalie on these preseason games. But again, they don't stay in the whole night either. So, we'll get them going, and they'll probably pull them out second, third period.
Right. Seahawks. We got a lot of Seahawks coverage up here, that's for sure.
Yeah, Connor, that was brutal, man. Losing Connor, that hurt Arizona for sure.
Yep.
That's why the stuff that he's been through, Rod. I mean, through cancer and everything, man. The guy's just, he's a warrior. Hate to see him go down like that.
Yeah. Definitely. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate each and every one of you. That wraps up the happy hour here for Tuesday. Any final words before we head on out?
Yeah, KBO, take the Hanwha Eagles in the morning. It looks like it's right on my edge of minus 160. So you might want to lay that -1 if you want to, but still right around 155 right now. So, but if it gets over that limit that I always put, take that -1. Hanwha Eagles tomorrow morning.
That's nice. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Have yourself a wonderful Tuesday evening. And hey, if you're wandering around in the middle of the night and you're looking for something to do, and if you're looking for a midnight snack, hey, tune into the Tony's Picks new late night show with our buddy Ramon. Yeah, so 2 a.m. Eastern, check into the Tony's Picks. You'll get the late night show with Ramon. So hey, check that out as well. Thanks everybody. See you guys again tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. Have a good one. Take care. Good luck with your bets tonight, everybody.
Good luck, everybody.